What's considered affordable housing in the DFW market for like a 3-2?
Well, obviously it depends on the area. So for instance, out in Greenville where we're doing that development, our 3-2s will go in the mid 300s.
Materials, labor. What's other aspect
demand
of the
from
business?
demand from the industry? I mean, are you seeing kind of more landlord demand, more flipper demand, more developer demand? Where is the demand in the development and reconstruction industry these days?
Our focus is, so my team, we focus on providing more of an affordable housing, your everyday buyer. There are, these builders that come in and do 2 million plus, and there are buyers for that. Those guys aren't affected by the economy right now, but our focus is a house that, it's a first time buyer. We have some projects going on in South Dallas now that, you have to make below a certain income in order to qualify, so that gives these buyers an opportunity to have home ownership. We just started the infrastructure and development on a property out in Greenville, Texas, where we are doing 150 single family homes, but it's a build to rent community. And a portion of it's going to be built to rent, a portion of it built to sell. But we're starting at 1s, 2s, and 3 bedrooms where you can actually buy a 1-bedroom unit, that will start in the $200,000 price range that, before that, someone couldn't go buy anything for $200,000. Right. So we're creating, in that, on the residential side of our business, we're creating more of a housing that everyone, because right now everything's just skyrocketing, then you have the interest rates, but you have, your first time home buyers, you have your older generation where, they don't want to go into a home and they don't want to live with family, but they still can, get around and do things themselves. So our focus right now on the residential side is creating and providing housing that your everyday person can afford.
What's considered affordable housing in the DFW market for like a 3-2?
Well, obviously it depends on the area. So for instance, out in Greenville where we're doing that development, our 3-2s will go in the mid 300s, low 300s.
And again, I feel like a boomer.
Yeah,
but it's like
you have gray hair now, bud.
So do you, bud. Look
That's
at your
my
face.
beard.
That's
but
your
that
face.
could be because of age or stress. You just never
both,
know.
Both. But it's just
it's our friendship.
Yeah.
Actually.
That too. It's insane
you
to
both
me.
have it.
Yeah. It's insane to me that like mid 300s is affordable housing.
Right.
Because for years on the education circuit, the example of like, well, you got to buy it 65% minus repair. So if you buy a $100,000 house, you got to buy it 50, put 20 into it, sell it for 100, you make your 20, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if you say that over and over and over the past, 15 years for educational purposes, just for examples, and then you're like, wait a minute. $100,000 house.
Yeah.
Like where are you going to get that?
Well, for years, the Dallas-Fort Worth median price just chugged along right at 2 to 3% appreciation a year.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2018, it was around 140, 145. Today, it's 400.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it is 6 years?
Astronomical how unaffordable housing's become. And now add on top of this, they're trying to build a $300,000, I'm going to round down, a $300,000 starter home.
Mm-hmm.
You got to realize the taxes on that will be $7,000 a year. So if you're buying a starter home and your family makes $100,000 a year, 7% of your income is going to property taxes.
So what's a typical, like, and again, this is from my ignorance and just not being in the business in a long time.
You're adjacent.
Thank you. But like, because it used to be like, if you could build at $80 a square foot, that was a really good, and if you spent $100, you could really make a really nice house. What is it now?
It depends on the quality, what you're putting in it. So we're right on our builds, we're between $100 to $110 per square foot.
Okay, so
not counting land though.
Not counting land.
Okay.
No. So not counting your land acquisition. So that's just to build construction cost.
Right.
But that would also include like your grading and that type of stuff to prepare the site to pour and go vertical. So.